on his way. Devil is on his way. Devil is on his way, motherfucker. Oh, the devil gonna make you pay. Fall to your knees. Devil is on his way. Fall to your knees. Devil gonna make you pay. Fall to your knees. Devil is on his way. Motherfucker, he's on his...
Mountain Murders is an Appalachian true crime podcast. Listener discretion is advised. The show contains graphic language and depictions of violence. It may not be suitable for all audiences.
We say fuck a lot. Hey guys, welcome back to Mountain Murders.
I'm Heather.
And I am her sidekick, Dylan.
How you doing today, Dylan?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm ready to talk about true crime.
And I wonder how them peoples out there is doing.
I know.
I hope they're doing well.
Hanging on, hanging in there, coping.
Hanging out with your wang out.
Exactly. Jamming out with your clam out.
Ooh. That's okay.
I detect a little bit of, misogyny.
That was very misogynist. As soon as the ooh came out, I was like, that was a dick move.
That was a dick move.
So...
You act like people want you to rock out with your cock out, and trust me, nobody wants to see that, okay?
Nobody wants to see my wang?
No, I don't.
No, and as soon as you did the female equivalent to that, I said, ooh. So I guess I fucked that up.
I thought you liked that.
I do. I love it. I love clams. I like that clam.
You're weird.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that, ladies out there.
Yeah, okay.
I was
so
a dick for,
Dylan's an asshole.
Douche for about 2 seconds.
You are.
Well, I'm back now.
Okay.
To my understanding and fun-loving ways.
Yeah, you better get back into your understanding, submissive way.
Yeah, I won't get any clam chowder for a very long time if I keep it up.
Okay, enough.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Let's give a shout out to our new patron, Melissa. She signed up at patreon.com/Mountain Murders Podcast and is sponsoring this episode.
And you know what that means.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, girl.
We appreciate you.
We love it. And we love you that you get the opportunity to dig through all that great stuff over there on Patreon.
When you say stuff, do you mean content?
Yeah, that stuff.
We have a lot of just Patreon exclusive episodes uploaded there.
Dude, we just did like a full-length, big, long, nice episode because we love talking to the patrons so much.
It was about a 46-minute episode on the disappearance of Brittany Drexel.
And we couldn't stop.
That happened in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's a pretty well-known case. And we talked about it on Patreon. So if you want to catch that episode, $3 a month is going to access a lot of bonus content.
Yep. Head over there, get entertained more.
You can now reach us by phone, Dylan.
Yes, and you can do this for free.
Leave a voicemail, and we may play it on a future episode. I'm going to give you the number. Write it down. It's 828-571-0092. Or you can reach us at mountainmurderspodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, I can't wait to hear some of our wonderful listeners, what they have to say.
Or the people who are like, fuck you guys.
Like, hey, is this thing on? Yeah, I want to tell you that I think you're stupid and I don't like your show. Yeah.
I don't like your talk show.
I listened to 2 minutes of your talk show and I could tell it wasn't for me. Those people?
Yeah, those people.
I want to hear it because we're definitely going to play those voicemails.
Yeah, we fucking should. In true crime news, the Evelyn Boswell case out of Tennessee.
What is going on with that crazy?
This is a case I was following really closely back in February and March. April, there wasn't a lot of info that came out, and now we're into May, and it seems like they may have their shit together over there. Could be an indictment this month.
Well, I mean, in defense of investigators, have been working on this for quite a while.
I guess they're waiting on the autopsy.
It was a tricky case. You got a gray area of, what are the laws if you can't produce your child when you're ordered to by authorities? There's not a lot of, concrete laws on stuff like that we learned.
I know, but they need to get that shit together.
Well, they're doing it sounds like.
Well, the DA is taking the case to a grand jury for
there
a possible indictment against the mother, Megan Boswell, on murder charges. It's been a long time coming. This poor baby needs some resolution. Megan Boswell is currently in jail. She was arrested basically for lying to police and investigators.
Yeah, they just want to
get her story multiple times.
Get their hands on her.
She is supposed to go before a judge. I think it's next week for a bond hearing. But I don't know. Hopefully this indictment's going to stick and she's going to be awaiting trial for a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but if she's indicted with new charges, that may come with higher bonds and such. So I'm not sure how that works, but that's a big deal. That's where it starts, at the grand jury.
Bitch needs to rot in prison.
She needs to pay for what happened to that little one.
Also, the Lori Vallow case out of Idaho just keeps getting wackier and wackier.
Man, I tell you, there's going to be books written about this stuff.
Another mother probably, allegedly murdered her children. Big news.
Children Plus.
Yeah. So I heard a podcast discuss that she may be involved in her sister's mysterious death back in 1998.
There's been a lot of mysterious deaths around her.
Husband, brother, her new husband's wife, her sister, her kids.
Some neighbors she wasn't connected to their deaths. Who knows? That's conjecture on my part, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, yes, that's one of the Hoffa theories was that she killed him because she thought he had turned into a zombie, because that's what happens when the devil gets you or something.
Well, those are a few cases to keep you busy reading up the next few days if you want to know more about Megan Boswell, Evelyn Boswell, or the Lori Vallow case. I mean, you can get down a rabbit hole with that one.
There's so many branches to that case that head off into Crazy Town.
It is one of the strangest true crime cases I believe I've ever heard.
It's like 6 true crime cases mashed together. Like all these, you got the cult, death cult, you got, you got spousal murder, whatever, I forget what that's called. And you got missing kids, unfortunately. That's the saddest part, I think. Yeah, what the hell?
Definitely something to check out. Are you ready, Dylan?
I'm ready to check out the story you have for us today.
Episode 85.
Oh, my gosh.
We're taking a short drive away to Hendersonville, North Carolina, not too far from where we live.
I know where that's at.
If you're not familiar with Hendersonville, it's located south of Asheville, North Carolina, and is known for its sweeping views of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Today, the population is roughly around 14,000, but in 1966, when our case takes place, it was much smaller, probably about 5,000 people lived there.
Yeah, it's just a little town. That might have been big for this area, maybe.
Its nickname is the City of Four Seasons, and the town has a quaint, historic Main Street area, boasts the North Carolina Apple Festival, which draws about 50,000 visitors every season, and poet Carl Sandburg lived in nearby Flat Rock, North Carolina. If you ever take a trip to Hendersonville or the Flat Rock area, you can actually tour Carl Sandburg's home and estate. He has a petting zoo, and guess what they have, Dylan? Baby goats.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, every time I go, I'm in heaven.
I remember going to the Carl Sandburg house when I was in school.
Yeah, we took a field trip there, I think, in like the 6th grade or something.
And it was pretty cool.
It is very neat. Flat Rock also has the former Flat Rock Playhouse, which was a staple in regional theater. A lot of people know Flat Rock because of the Playhouse. In 2014, Sierra Nevada opened up a brewery in Henderson County, cashing in on the craft beer craze, which has gulped up our region. You see what I did there?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Now, Hendersonville is primarily known as a retirement community. There's a lot of subdivisions and golf courses in that area. My favorite spot, and no, they're not a sponsor, is McFarland's Bakery.
Oh, my God.
McFarland's is heaven on earth. They have these old-fashioned chocolate chewy cookies.
It is so good.
The eclairs are to die for.
Everything in that place is to die for, I think.
Like fresh, family-owned bakery, everything, made from scratch. These like recipes that have probably been passed down for generations.
See, a lot of people are like, we're never going to go to this place she's describing. It sounds so great.
Oh my God, it's so good.
But
also, Kelly McGillis, the actress, you probably know her from Top Gun. She resides in Henderson County.
Oh, really?
Buffalo Bob Smith, the host of the TV show Howdy Doody, lived in the area. And it's also famous for the McGuire twins. Do you know about them?
No, I don't think so.
Well, they were noted as the world's heaviest twins. I believe they were in like the Guinness Book of World Records and whatnot. They were born in Hendersonville, and you probably would know them from greeting cards, calendars, especially like in the 70s and early 80s.
Really?
because they were these two really, really heavy guys, and they're twins. And they would have photos of them like on little tiny motorcycles and that kind of, and it was like a greeting card, like hope your birthday's big or double the fun, just kind of cheesy stuff like that. But they're really famous. So if you have a chance, go Google the McGuire twins.
I'm gonna.
Henderson County, Hendersonville, North Carolina is where our story today is going to take place. On an otherwise uneventful Friday, July 22nd, 1966, two workmen named Charles Hill and Larry Shipman were in a grassy area near Lake Summit when they saw something. The area was near a dirt road, a spot where people dumped trash. So Shipman initially thought it was like a mannequin or a window dummy, as he called it.
Yeah, I think that's common when people see bodies.
As he approached, the undeniable smell of 3 rotting bodies hit him. They were arranged in a semicircle, 2 men, both fully dressed, and a woman partially nude. So this was no mannequin or window dummy. This was a crime scene. The temperature had hovered in the mid-80s that whole week in July. The site was at the end of a dirt road known as Lake Summit Road North, not far from the dam by Green River.
Oh, not the famous Green River. I always think about that when I cross
The Green River Lake out west with, what was his name? Gary?
Ridgway.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of people.
Yeah, the Green River leaves like Henderson County and heads down into South Carolina.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tubing that happens in the Green River. I've actually never been, but I've heard it's a fun tubing spot.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Just 2 days earlier, on Wednesday, a missing persons report had been officially filed with the Hendersonville Police Department. Charles Glass, 36, was a manager of a record store called Tempo, and this store is owned by 43-year-old Vernon Shipman. Glass had not been seen since Sunday. Harley Shipman, Vernon's father, was pretty distraught because his son was missing. He filed the report and then showed up at the newspaper office demanding that they do something to get the word out about his son.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's very worried. Who wouldn't be?
So we've got Vernon Shipman missing, and also Charles Glass, who manages Vernon's record store, hasn't been seen for several days. Store's been closed.
And yeah, that store was a pretty big staple of the town back then, it seems like.
Well, it was unusual for the store to be closed, particularly in the summer months, when teenagers were out of school. During the summer months, kids were filing into the shops downtown searching for records. Tempo was a hot spot where kids could buy rock and roll, Motown, R&B, and jazz music. If you were a young person living in Hendersonville, during the time 1966, Tempo was the place to scroll through 45s. You could find Bob Dylan, the Beatles. I mean, this was at the height of the British invasion, and this was when music was like everything.
Yeah, it was such a big deal back then, it seems like.
It really was, and I think it's so cool to remember a time when going to a record store, going to a music store was a big deal.
Yeah. And
we're old enough to remember that.
It just has such a different feel than the way people consume media nowadays.
I mean, now you just click, buy a song, 99 cents on the internet, download it to your phone. You create a playlist on like Spotify or something.
Oh, you get so much music now. You get so much more, but I think we lose something because of the experiences change. Like, you remember going to rent a movie or a DVD, and you're like, you don't know if it's going to be there. You just heard it came out, and then it's, boom, it's there. It's like it's like gambling or something. You get a rush from finding something really cool and putting your hands on it.
Well, think about going CD shopping back in like the 90s, and you might go looking for a certain album, but you start combing through different CDs, tapes, and you might catch an interest in something just based on like the cool cover art.
Yeah, cover art was a lot bigger deal then because it really could draw you in.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a different time.
Yeah, and we're sounding like old fuddy-duds now.
Well, we are.
But it was so cool, and I think a lot of people out there can relate and also see how there's a lot missing. I tell my kids, y'all get the one song and like it. You don't get the album experience from finding a good CD that literally put on play the whole thing.
Warren, remember